starting from question 9. Which of the following is not a function of the mammalian blood? We said production of hormone, option B. 10. The three blood vessels that supply the mammalian alimentary canal are coeliac artery, you have anterior mesosymmetric artery, and posterior mesosymmetric artery. Number 10 is option B. Now, let's write down. The coeliac artery, coeliac artery, gives branches to the stomach, liver, pancreas, and spleen. Next, the anterior mesosymmetric artery sends branches to anterior portion of the intestine. Lastly, the posterior mesenteric artery supplies the posterior portions of the body. So number 10 is option B. So you have coeliac artery, anterior mesenteric artery, and posterior mesenteric artery. 10 is B. 11. Which of the following statement is not true of the mammalian erythrocyte? Which of the following statement is not true of the mammalian erythrocyte? But before we go, I'd like us to jot some points down. Let's write organs and artery supply. Organs and artery supplying them blood. Number 1, liver is being supplied by hepatic artery. 2, lungs is being supplied by pulmonary artery. 3, heart is being supplied by coronary artery. 4, stomach is being supplied by gastric artery. 5, the colon is being supplied by colic artery. 6, the kidney is being supplied by renal artery. 7, spleen is being supplied by splenic artery. So 11, which of the following statements is not true of the mammalian erythrocyte? Let me see. Okay. Say they are option A, they have hemoglobin. It's not true. Sure. A is true, B is true, C is true, D is true. The correct answer would be E, but this part is not clear. They are dashed at maturity. But one thing you should know is that, the mammalian erythrocytes are enucleated at maturity. Enucleated is spelled ANNUCLEATED. Question 12. In woody plant, gases and water vapor are transported across the stem by 12 is option A, xylem fiber. 13. Which of the following statements on the mammalian circulatory system is not true? 13. Blood in the pulmonary artery is richer in oxygen content than the blood in the pulmonary vein. This is wrong. Option A is wrong. Right. Everybody writes. Right, please, while you're listening to this. Pulmonary artery carries the deoxygenated blood. Why? Just continue, from the right ventricle to the lungs. Why pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left auricle. Number 14. The path taken by glucose from the ileum to the heart is 14 is ileum, hepatic portal vein, and hepatic vein. Option E, hepatic portal vein and hepatic vein. Do not forget that the hepatic artery supplies the liver. Don't forget that one. 15. Blood clotting is initiated by platelets. Blood clotting is initiated by platelets. Next, erythrocyte, erythrocytes. Erythrocyte contain hemoglobin, open bracket, oxygen carrying protein or pigments, close bracket. Next, leukocyte, leukocytes. Leukocytes, they fight invading bacteria and other microbes. They help strengthen the body's immunity. Next, thrombocyte is THROMBOCYTES. They help in blood clotting. Next, erythrocyte are also called red blood cell, or red blood or corpuscle, red blood cell, RBC. Next, leukocyte are also called white blood cell or WBC, and lastly, thrombocyte are also called platelet. They are also called platelet. Let's go to the next question, 16. Normally, the flow of blood is never from. Right, here's how the flow of blood works. Artery, next arterioles, next capillaries, next venous. Venous is VENULES. Then lastly, veins. Okay, so 16 is option D. Normally, the flow of blood is never from venous to the vein. It's never from from arterioles to artery. It cannot flow from arterioles to artery. It flows from artery to arterioles. 17. Which of the following sequence represents the process of blood clotting? The sequence representing the process of blood clotting is option B. 4, 3, 1, 2. Here is it, right? Blood clotting sequence. Blood is exposed to the air for fibrinogen in the plasma changes into soluble fibrin. That's 3. 1. Fibrin forms a network of thread. Then 2. The red blood cells are cut and the clot is formed. 4, 3, 1, 2. 17 is option B. Let's run through question 18. The function of the lymph node is to filter out bacteria. Option B. Filter out bacteria. Filter out bacteria. 19. The vein which returns blood from the head and arms to the heart is called, we've touched this one already, superior vena cava. Don't forget, we touched this question 5 or so. Number 19 is option C. 20. Blood platelets are important because they release thrombin for blood clotting, in terms of blood clotting. Number 21. Blood circulation in a mammal is said to be double because it passes twice through the heart in complete circuit. It passes twice through the heart in complete circuit. So here's how it flows. Let's write it down. Pulmonary circulation, right? Pulmonary circulation. This one is the flow of blood from the lungs to the heart and the heart to the lung, right? Heart equal to pulmonary artery, equal to lung, equal to pulmonary vein, equal to heart. Next, right? Systematic circulation, right? Heart equal to aorta, AORTA, equal to aortic branches, equal to venous, equal to venous equals to SVC or IVC, then equal to the heart. You get? So question 21, it passes the heart twice for a complete circulation. So 21 is option A. 22, which is the correct order of water loss from the leaf? Which is the correct order of water loss from the leaf? Let's see. We'll first go with veins first, then mesophy, then substomata cavity, then stomata. Number 22 is option C. 22 is option C. This is the way water is lost from the leaf. 23. The aperture between the left ventricle and the left auricle and the left ventricle is guarded by. This question is repeated countless times. Right. The aperture between the right auricle and ventricle is guarded by tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve. While the aperture between the left auricle and left ventricle is guarded by bicuspid valve. So 23 is option D, bicuspid valve or mitral valve. They call it mitral valve, MITRAL, mitral valve. Mitral valve. 24. 1 cubic centimeter of lymph is richer than an equal volume of blood in 24 in leukocyte, option B. 25. Aged erythrocytes are destroyed in the 25. They are destroyed in the liver. So they are destroyed in the liver. Right. Aged erythrocytes are destroyed in the liver and the spleen. SPLEEN and the spleen. Liver and the spleen. Let's continue. 26. Which of the following is the function of the lymph? 26. It transports nutrients and oxygen from blood capillaries to the cell. That's the function of the lymph. 26 is option B. 26 is option B. And please note that it's part of the circulatory system. 27. If a ring of bark and phloem is removed from a stem, what will happen? 27 is the plant will die after 2 days. Could be 3 days, but majorly it will die after 2 days. The dying is not actually immediate, so it could be more than 2 days, but this is the best option here. 27 is option B. Fibrinogen and thrombin plays important role in blood clotting. Option B. 28 is option B. 29. Deoxygenated blood flows into the heart into the right and left lungs through the deoxygenated blood, pulmonary artery, option C. Don't forget, the only artery that carries deoxygenated blood is pulmonary artery. 30. The blood vessel which carries blood from the alimentary canal to the liver is the hepatic portal vein. 30 is C. Hepatic portal vein. 31. Manufactured food in the plant is transported through 31 through the phloem. Then water and minerals are transported through the xylem. 32. Blood is pumped into the right ventricle by the contraction of the auricle wall through the 32 is tricuspid valve, which is option B. This part, tricuspid valve, although it's not clear. 33. After circulation in the lungs, the blood returns to the left auricle through the 33 pulmonary vein, which is option C here. Pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein. Let's go. Question 34. That diagram is not clear. I would have given the distance similar to the first one we took. This place is the superior vena cava. 1 is superior vena cava. 2 is, this place is the pulmonary artery. Takes the oxygenated blood from the lungs, pulmonary to the lungs, pulmonary artery. Then next you have left ventricle. You have your left ventricle. You have your aorta. 6 is the aorta, and 5 is your pulmonary vein. 3 is the tricuspid valve. 4 is the left ventricle. 4 is the left ventricle. So 34, the main function of the blood in the mama is to transport what? Transport excretory materials from the tissue. 34 is A. 35, a circulatory system that does not allow mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in mammalian heart is referred to as closed system. 35 is option D. Closed and double. They don't allow closed and double. Closed and double. Let's move fast. Which of the 36, which of the following is not involved in the transport of substance in the body? Which of them is not involved? Option C, leukocyte is not involved. Right, leukocyte functions are only to kill bacteria and other invading pathogens. 36 is option C. 37, in mammals, the exchange of nutrient and metabolic product occurs in the lymph. 38, the companion cells are part of the option B, phloem. 39, unicellular organisms transport essential nutrients directly to all parts of their bodies by the process of diffusion because they have 39 is option B, a large surface area to volume ratio. 38, I jumped 38. The companion cells are part of the phloem. Companion cells are part of the phloem. 40. The heart of the adult frog consists of let's write, guys, pieces, which are fishes, Pisces. They have one auricle and one ventricle. Next, amphibians, they have two auricles and one ventricles. Next, reptiles, they have two auricles and one partially divided ventricle. Lastly, apes and mammals, they have two auricles and two ventricles. So question 40, adult frog is an amphibian. So 40 is option D, one ventricle and two auricle. One ventricle and two auricle. They actually turned it. 41. In adult mammalian blood, the cell which lacks nuclear is the erythrocyte. 41 is option A. The erythrocyte lacks nuclear. 42. Substances manufactured by the leaves are transported to other parts of the plant through companion cells, which is part of the phloem. Don't forget. Okay. 43. After a meal of yam has been digested, the highest concentration of glucose is found in the hepatic portal vein. 43 is option C. 44. The force that holds water together in the form of steam within the xylem tube is the what? 44 is option A. Cohesion of water molecule to one another by hydrogen bonds. Next one, 45. The lymphatic system of mammal rejoins the blood circulatory system at the subclavian vein, option B. 45, subclavian vein. 46, the chamber of the mammalian heart with the thickest wall is the left ventricle. Left ventricle, option D. 46 is option D. 47, serum differs from blood plasma because it lacks blood protein fibrinogen. 47 is option C. 48, the transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the mammal is carried out by. 48 is option D, erythrocyte. 49, the veins of the leaf are formed by. The veins of the leaves are formed by vascular bundle. 48, we said, yeah, erythrocyte. Transportation of 48 is option D, erythrocyte. 50, the mammalian erythrocyte differs from leukocyte. The mammalian erythrocyte differs from leukocyte, and they are, how are they? They are discoid and enucleated. They do not have nucleus. 50 is option B. Right. Lymphocytes are amoeboid and nucleated. While erythrocytes are discoid and nucleated, enucleated. They don't have nucleus. 51. If water that has been colored red is poured at the base of a weeding plant, it will appear as a red stain in the cell of the. 51 is option A, xylem. 52, organism half surface. They didn't give us the diagram there. 53, in the root vascular system is directly surrounded by the. That one is also not clear, which is 51. 53 also not clear. 54, the only vein that carries pure oxygenated blood is the pulmonary vein, option B. Don't forget, we've touched that one countless times. 55, the function of the fluid-filled pericardium is to do what? Is to reduce the friction caused by pumping movement of the heart. 55 is option A. 56, the organ situated in the pericardium cavity of a mammal is what? Is the heart. 56 is option A. Definitely is the heart. 56 option A. 57, the habit. Okay. 57, in rabbits, the chamber of the heart that receives oxygenated blood from the lungs is, I'm trying to be fast, option B, the left auricle. Okay, left auricle. 58, the mammalian vein which starts and ends in capillaries, you already know, hepatic portal vein. 58 is option D. They repeat that question a lot. 59, oxygenated blood is pumped to the entire body from the part labeled. You have similar diagram again. 59 is option D, this part. 60, the part labeled I does what? 59, 60, the part labeled I does what? 60, the I is the aorta, option C. Don't forget, option C is the aorta. Where is the blood pumped from? Is IV. 59 is option A. 60 is option C, aorta. 61, water reabsorption takes place where? 61, it takes place here, and IV, these two. 61 is option B. 62, the vessel that carries blood from I to II is the. 62 is option A, pulmonary artery. 62 is option A, pulmonary artery. 63, in plants, the structure that plays roles similar to the arteries and veins of animals are. 63 is option A, xylem and phloem. 64, which of the following describes the sequence of blood flow from the heart to a tissue? 64 is the heart, arterials, tissue. 64 is option A. 64 is option A. 66, 64, I'll be 65 next. We'll go with 65. I think this question ends at around 80. The movement of material in the xylem and phloem tissue of the plants are represented by the arrow. So we have a plant here. We'll go check through. The movement of material in the xylem and phloem. So the first one needs to be the xylem. The second one needs to be the phloem. Let me see. IV and III. Yeah. This one that's going up like this one is the xylem. This one is the phloem. So the production of food will be brought down to the root. So option C, IV and III. 65 is C. 66, during photosynthesis, the arrow labeled II represents the. 66 represents release of oxygen as a byproduct. Remember, I will say oxygen is a is gotten as a byproduct of photosynthesis, and the oxygen gotten is gotten from photolysis of water. The previous chapter we touched that one. I think we did that in the previous chapter. Next, 67. The primary structure responsible for pumping blood for the circulatory is the left ventricle. Need to be fast. 67 in option C. We've touched that one already before. 68. Circulation of blood to all parts of the body except the lung is through systemic circulation. 68 is option A. 69. The blood component that has the largest affinity for oxygen is erythrocyte. 69 is option B. 70. Which of the following is true of leukocytes? Leukocytes are large and nucleated. 70 is option A. They are large and nucleated. 71. In mammals, the exchange of nutrient and metabolic product occurs in 71. Lymph, option B. 72. The vascular tissue in higher plants are responsible for movement of food and water. 72 is option C. 73. The transportation in the xylem is represented by, there you see the diagram again. 73 is represented by, let me see, D, IV, xylem. Xylem go absorb water, carry and go up. The arrow labeled II represents similar thing to the one we did previously, just now. 66, release of oxygen. 74 is A. 73 is the xylem. The xylem is IV. 73 is option D. 74 is option A. 75, movement of mineral and chemical compound within a plant occurs during 75. They occur during translocation through the vascular bundles. Option A. So translocation is actually the movement of minerals and chemical compound within a plant. 76. Which blood cells are involved in immune response? Suppose know now. Lymphocytes. That's what their major functions are. Immunity. 77. The blood circulatory system of vertebra consists of 77. You have arteries, capillaries, and veins. Option D. 78. A plant tissue that carries water and mineral salt is the 78 is option A, the xylem. 79. Which of the following helps in the clotting of blood? 79 is option C, platelets. 80. Which of the following forms about 55% of the volume of the blood in man? Number 80 is option B, the plasma is about 55%. Then 81, I think the question stops here at 82. 81. A circulatory system is very essential in mammal, but not in smaller organisms like amoeba, because for the amoeba, it has something, that's 81. It has, amoeba lives in freshwater, no. Sufficient transport, lacks S-bit, anaerobic, no. Amoeba lacks blood containing hemoglobin. Diffusion is sufficient. 81 is option B. Diffusion is actually sufficient for the amoeba. 82. In vascular plant, the sieve tube and companion cells are present in the phloem. 82 is option D. They are present in the phloem. We've come to the end of this chapter. I would like you, why going through this chapter? First, the way the classes are done. First, you are provided with the questions for you to tackle. Then this clip will be dropped for you in order to make corrections. Hope you've been able to jot down the points you're able to jot down. Snap and send to us on the WhatsApp group. If you're not part of the WhatsApp group, I'm going to drop the link to the WhatsApp group in the description box. Please also note that we run classes. If you'd like to join our daily classes on the WhatsApp group, you could also enroll. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.